Well, here we are again, folks. And you know what that means.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
It certainly is. And for us, that means it's time for another deep dive.
That's right. We're diving into the magic of Christmas this time.
The magic of Christmas. What does that even mean, right? I mean, is it the presents? Is it the food? Is it the time with family?
I think it's got to be more than that, don't you? I mean, it's something special, something almost intangible.
Yeah, I hear you. And, I was thinking about this, and we have this collection of stories that we're going to be pulling from today called Magical Mondays. The Magic of Christmas.
Oh, I love that title.
Me too.
Yeah.
It just gets you in the mood. And so we're going to be sharing some stories and some anecdotes about Christmas. And hopefully we'll find out just what is it about Christmas that makes it so magical.
Well, how about we jump right in then?
Let's do it. Okay, so this first story is just so sweet. And it kind of takes me back to being a kid. Imagine this. You're a kid, it's Christmas Eve, and you're trying to stay up all night just to catch a glimpse of Santa.
Oh, I remember those days. So much anticipation.
Right. But of course, you always fall asleep. But then, you wake up Christmas morning and something magical has happened. Leading from the fireplace right to the tree piled high with presents are these snowy footprints.
No way! It's like he was really there.
Exactly. And there's even a note from Santa himself.
Oh, that's just the best. It's funny. Those kinds of memories, the ones filled with that childlike wonder, they really stick with you. I mean, it's almost like your brain just decides that those are the important ones.
Absolutely. It's that sense of mystery and possibility that it just stays with you, even when you grow up. But magic isn't always about Santa and reindeer. It can also be about the amazing things that people do for each other. And this next story, well, it's just a perfect example of that.
Oh, I love a good heartwarming story. Lay it on me.
So there's this town, Hopeville, and they have this really cool tradition. It's called the Giving Tree.
A giving tree? I've never heard of that.
So instead of ornaments, this giant Christmas tree is covered in tags. And each tag represents a wish from a family need in the community.
That's such a beautiful idea. It's like taking the spirit of giving and just, amplifying it.
Exactly. It's all about community and generosity, especially during the holidays. But there's this one story from Hopeville that always gets to me. There was this little boy, and all he asked for was a warm coat for his sister.
Oh, that's just heartbreaking.
Right. But here's the amazing part. Christmas morning comes around, and his family doesn't just receive a coat. They receive piles of food, presents, and just overwhelming support from their community.
Wow, that's incredible. It just goes to show you the power of kindness, doesn't it? You start with one small act, and it can just spiral outwards, inspiring others to give.
It's like a chain reaction of good deeds.
Yeah.
And speaking of amazing acts of kindness and humanity, have you ever heard of the Christmas truce?
Of course. It's one of those stories that just stays with you,
It's incredible, right? Picture this. Christmas Eve, 1914, World War I is raging. You have soldiers on both sides, stuck in these muddy trenches, fighting a brutal, terrible war.
It's hard to even imagine what that must have been like.
And then, on Christmas Eve, something extraordinary happens. An unofficial ceasefire.
It almost sounds too good to be true, but it really happened.
It did. Both sides just put down their weapons, climbed out of those trenches, and celebrated Christmas together.
I get chills just thinking about it.
Right. I mean, they were singing carols, exchanging gifts. They even played a little soccer.
Wow, it really makes you think about what's possible, doesn't it? Even amidst all that conflict and violence, there's still this shared humanity.
Absolutely. It's like the spirit of Christmas just broke through all the barriers. It's a reminder that even in the darkest of times, hope and peace can prevail. We've talked about those classic Christmas memories, the power of generosity, even the Christmas truce. But what about some of the newer traditions?
Ooh, yeah, like what? I'm always curious about how traditions evolve.
Well, take the Elf on the Shelf, for example. It's become a full-blown phenomenon.
Oh yeah, Elf on the Shelf. I have to admit, I kind of love that one. It's just so playful and fun.
Right. It's like this little bit of mischief and magic that you bring into your home. Every night, that elf gets up to something new, and the kids just go crazy trying to find him in the morning.
It's such a clever way to keep that Christmas spirit alive throughout the whole month, and it gets the whole family involved.
Exactly. And it kind of makes you think, why do we need these traditions, new or old? What is it about Christmas that makes us want to believe in magic, even as adults?
That's a great question. I think deep down, we all crave a little bit of wonder and enchantment in our lives. And Christmas gives us permission to embrace that, to believe in something bigger than ourselves.
It's like a reminder that there's still good in the world, that there's still magic to be found if you just know where to look for it.
Exactly. And that magic can be found in so many different forms, whether it's a childhood memory, a selfless act of giving, or a playful tradition that brings families together.
It's all about those special moments, those feelings, that sense of connection and joy that we share with the people we love.
And that's what makes Christmas so special, isn't it? It's not about the presents or the decorations. It's about those intangible things, those moments of magic that stay with us long after the holidays are over.
You know, you said it perfectly. So as we wrap up this deep dive into the magic of Christmas, I want to leave you with this thought. What is your favorite story of Christmas magic? What's that special memory or tradition that brings you joy and reminds you of the true spirit of the season? Think about it, hold on to it, and maybe even share it with someone you love.
Because the more we share those stories, the more we spread that magic, the brighter the season becomes for everyone.
And on that note, we'll see you next time for another deep dive into something fascinating and thought-provoking.
Until then, happy holidays, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Hey, wonderful listener, thanks so much for tuning in until the end. It would mean the world if you could like, share, and drop a comment. It truly makes a huge difference. Your support helps us keep the magic going.